Hello. I'm using my phone today, so hopefully it works all right. Anyway, I met my girlfriend for lunch and she and I were talking, and again, it seems to be a theme that keeps coming up this week, so I just briefly wanted to talk about it. And it's the idea of trying to get validation externally. And what I mean by that is if you make a decision and you have to ask yourself, like, it's more about self-trust, okay? If I'm making a decision, sorry, that was my seat, I swear. I don't know if you heard it, but the seat squeaks. I swear it wasn't me. Anyway, um, trusting yourself helps you to not second guess a lot of the choices you make. And this is easier said than done. So whenever we're learning new skills, it's important not to go down the rabbit hole of shame, right? Especially when we think about all the times that skill may have served us in the past, yet we didn't use it and therefore maybe created other problems for ourselves or whatever the case may be. So it's important to understand that you can only do what you can do with what you have at any given time. So if you don't have a skill at that time, then clearly you can't use it. And we don't need to get ourselves stuck, okay, over the idea that now I know this and I didn't know it then and this happened, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And we all do this because this is human tendency, okay? So I'm not picking on anyone because I've done it myself, okay? So this is why I'm highlighting it, because it is something that we are so easy to do, if you will. Okay, so with that being said, when we care a lot about what people think, now I'm not talking about I'm giving myself the excuse to go out there and be disrespectful to people because I don't care what they think. No, being respectful isn't about what people think of you. It's about what you think of yourself. If I'm a respectful person because I want to be treated respectfully, I'm going to put respect out into my universe because that coincides with my value system, okay? However, if I am a real jerk and I'm only respectful when I'm trying to get something from someone, well, then I'm an opportunist, right? Think about it. What's aligned with your value system? What is your value system? Some people don't even know what their values are. Think of the things that irritate you the most, okay? Like if someone shuts the door in your face, does that irritate you? If it does, then you probably care about respect or fairness, right? Those are values. If when someone lies to you, you get super triggered, well, you might be very big on honesty. At the end of the day, they all fall into some level of respect, right? That's neither here nor there. I'm trying really good not to go down my rabbit holes. Anyway, with that being said, when we open the door, like where we feel like we have to over-explain our actions, like if I'm going to be late for a meeting or not, maybe not a meeting. Let's keep it personal, not professional. If I'm running late to lunch, as I usually am, because I usually run late. So just know that. Anyway, if I'm running late, historically, I may have come up with all these excuses. Now, chances are I'm just going to say, running late, be there in a couple minutes. Maybe we'll talk about it when I get there, depending on how late is, right? How did this come up? Somebody did something for someone and then felt that maybe they pressured them to do something for them. And they were like, well, I hope they don't think that I did this for this reason, da, 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 da. And I was like, let it go. What does it even matter what they think unless it's an issue that they feel they need to address, and at which time you can address it with them then if you feel that that's the right thing to do. But why are you sitting there worrying about what people think, right? That's exhausting a lot of your energy. Because here's the deal. At the end of the day, you can please some of the people, some of the time, all of the people, none of the time, okay? Everybody is an individual, and that's what makes us special, okay? So that's not a bad thing. We got to get away from looking at it as if someone's different from me, then that makes them bad. It doesn't make them bad. It makes them different. Okay? And we're all different. And thank God for that. Because if there was a world full of Taras, I wouldn't want to live here. Just saying. I don't think I'm a bad person by any means, but I certainly wouldn't want to only deal with me as much as I love my alone time. I also like diversity. I like meeting different people. That's why I like to travel. I like to ask questions, not because I'm nosy, but because I'm curious. I want to know how other people live. I love cultural things, whether that's food or celebrations. I think that's fascinating stuff, but that's me, and that's what makes me me, okay? Not everyone feels that way, and that's okay. They don't have to. There are some people that literally spend their free time learning more math or learning how to cook more and stuff like that, which I think is admirable, and thank God we have them. But stay the hell away from me, because those aren't things I want to do. I will admire that in you, but definitely not something I want to spend my time doing. Just saying. That doesn't make it right, wrong, or even indifferent. It just is, okay? Just let people be who they are, okay? The end of the day, if you are looking for external validation, you are opening yourself up to all kinds of criticism and opening up your energy for insecurities, okay? Because there will always be someone that will tell you you could have or should have, shaming, done it differently. Whether that's relationships, maybe you're in a new relationship and some of your friends, because they haven't healed their own trauma, are looking for all the red flags because they love you and they're trying to protect you. The motivation may be pure, okay? However, they're not your God. And what I mean by that is we don't need to put anyone on a pedestal. We don't need to look up to anybody. We are all powerful in and of our own right. And true power comes with trusting yourself to do what you need to do when the time is right with the skills that you have at hand. Okay? And when we go through that, if we see it as a failure, you readjust, learn, and then the next time you're in a similar situation, you will be able to trust that you will deal with it in a more productive way that will set you up for your best and highest good. It's a lot, but it comes down to self-accountability and learning and healing your relationship with yourself so that you can trust yourself to do the best you can. That doesn't mean we don't ask for help. We need help. We're social animals. We're not meant to completely isolate. We're pack animals in a sense, right? We need our pods, if you will. This is why a lot of people are very attached to family. Well, family isn't just your blood relatives. It's the people we choose to bring into our lives because they make us feel a certain way, okay? Unfortunately, sometimes there's toxicity involved in that. And that's where our boundaries come in place, where we trust ourselves. All right? I could go on this topic forever, but just be mindful when people's behaviors say more about where they're at in their own life and in their own healing journey than it really does about you, because most of that is projection, and it might be for all the right reasons or it might be for manipulation. I don't know. That's where your discernment comes in. That's where you have to trust yourself to say, what are the patterns here? Does this person only say their opinion when they're trying to manipulate me, or do they share because they're actually trying to protect me, but they're still overstepping a boundary, right? That's what boundaries are there for, to protect our energy. So again, any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will probably continue more on these types of topics moving forward, because I'm trying to keep the time down, but at the same time, that limits some of those little caveats that I like to kind of touch on. So in any case, ultimate validation comes from self. And I'm not talking in an egoistic way or egotistical way, right? I'm talking that self-trust when we heal ourselves. We have a relationship with self. Nurture it. Peace out. Talk soon. Bye.